Alrighty, so we're working on assignment B, op art. Just open up the assignments.
I'll be right back.
Alrighty. And I know several of y'all did this, but why don't you go ahead and make a new file and start again anyways, because we're going to be adding some other things to it. And yeah, you could just open the one you did, but you know, practice never hurts. So I'm going to do a, really guys, why can I not minimize this? This is the most infuriating thing. All right, hide video panel. That sounds great. Nope, that didn't do it. All right, I'm just going to have this big block hanging around, huh? See if I can stick it somewhere where it doesn't become a problem. All right, so create new. It can be a letter-sized document. It's assignment B, if I remember correctly, so I'm going to do a save as. Save it into multimedia 1613 and call it B op art. All righty, so what I want to do is I want to draw something. It doesn't really matter what it is. A paintbrush should do it. All right, it's annoying me. Where's the Illustrator pencil tool been? Pencil tool has become hidden within the new shaper tool. All righty. Where's the new shaper tool hidden? You hold down the shaper tool. Okay, fine. Make it harder to find. Okay. So
we open a new?
Yep, create a new one. And the tool that I really originally wanted us to use is hidden under that one, the shaper tool, the circle with a pencil in front of it. Just click and hold and choose pencil. And then just draw something. Doesn't matter what. Once you draw that, and this will be familiar to the folk who got to it last week, what you're going to want to do, I'm going to push it up at the top to give myself more room, is you're going to do object, transform, move.
You said the pencil tool is where?
It's hidden underneath. Well, now I can't find it. Right. Looks like that. Got a circle with a pencil in front of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So you select your line after you've drawn it with the black cursor. And you do object, transform, move, make it go some downward angle. And it really doesn't need to go very far. So let's make a distance of like, 5 points or something. So I'm going to type in 5 PT into that distance. So as a reminder of how I got there, and I just made a mistake, so I have to do it again anyways. Select your line, object, transform, move, pick a direction, type in 5 points, and don't do what I did, which is click OK. Instead, choose copy. And now we have 2 copies of it. Now we could do that again. Object, transform, move, click copy. We could do it a 4th time, but I'm going to get tired of doing that, so I'm going to just click transform again. Hey, it disappeared for a while.
I don't see transform.
It's under the object menu. It's grayed out right now for me for some reason. And so, and I did it without choosing copy that time, so it didn't work correctly. But eventually you get to the point where you're just ready to hit Command D to repeat that transform.
What did you do, horizontal?
Doesn't matter what direction you do it in, but horizontal would not make a cool picture. So what I did is I did it diagonally down at a distance of 5 pt, 5 points. And then choose copy. All right, so that's great. Let's group that together so that we can move it all as one block. So I'm going to highlight everything. And if I right click, there should be a group option. So with the black cursor, I'm going to highlight my mountains here. Right click, choose group. That way I can move the whole thing, right? Instead of just accidentally selecting one line and moving it, which would not make me happy. And you can see a mistake that I made. That's where a place where I did OK rather than copy. I'll be right there. All right, so I forgot to resume the recording, so I'm going to do one more of these real quickly. Delete those. I'm going to draw a squiggly line. And I'm going to grab the rotate tool, which is near the pencil. Looks like a circle with an arrow at the end. I'm going to option click or alt click if you're using a PC on the point that I want to rotate it around. And then it brings up the rotate menu. I can type in an angle there and then choose copy. And then I can repeat that again with Command D. All right. That's probably enough about that. See if my instructions had anything more interesting. It just had you do a couple of more of these, but you know, once you've done one, you've done them all. So I don't think we need to do multiple bands of taffy or whatever, unless you feel like it. So the next thing we're going to work on after you save it as a PDF and upload it, skipping ahead a few letters, we're going to do Burrito Cat. What this is it's going to be a silly picture of a cat with some text on it, you know, like a meme you'd see on Facebook. Go ahead and look at the instructions. Maybe it shows us where we're going with it. Yeah, we're going to make that. So refresh your assignment folder. You'll see E. What it's going to say is, would you like guacamole with your Burrito Cat? And then we're going to make a little logo at the bottom that says Chipotle. I guess it's, there's no accent on the end, so I guess it's just Chipotle. Okay. So close your document once you've made the PDF from it. File close. Make a new one. Let's see if it needs to be portrait or this one ought to be landscape. So when we make this document, create new, come over here to orientation. Yes, sir.
When you say upload it, where are you talking about?
Dropbox, just like we've done in the other 2 times. This one's going into drop assignment folder B. So go into D2L.
I know I have.
Yeah, they renamed it assignments. So go to D2L.
It's not under here.
I don't know what all that is. Go into your browser, Chrome or whatever. You've got to do it just like we've always done it. You've got to go into D2L. So assignments. There we go. All righty. Click on art lines. Then scroll down so that we can get the button. Add file. My computer. Yeah, no, we ought to find it somewhere.
So I'll put it in here too.
Okay, cool. Click on that. Awesome. Okay. Open, add, and then submit. Open, add, submit. Okay, so to do assignment C, or excuse me, E, you're going to need that cat picture that's in there. So while you're on the assignment, the Dropbox, I'm so sorry, pardon? What about chapter 3? The one we just did goes into B, op art. It's a short assignment. We did it today, so it goes in the daily assignments.
Okay.
And then we're going to work on E. So if you don't see E1 underneath B, refresh your assignment folder. We need that cat. So download that cat. Just click on cat.jpg. Pick a place for it to download. I love my desktop. I'm going to stick it on the desktop. And then open it. All right, there's our cat.
Download, see?
Yep, just click on the cat.jpg and download it. Store it wherever you want. Then go ahead and open it up.
Download.
You just click on the file name. See cat.jpg?
Did.
All right, and then you just pick a place. Your computer seems to be having a problem with clicking on the folder names. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Then open it.
Okay.
All right, you get your cat, choose edit copy. We just want to copy the entire cat. So once you open it and you see the cat, choose copy. And we need to make a new Illustrator file. So close the one you were working on. Just do file close. Then make a new one. Create new. We want it to be landscape, so make sure the orientation is landscape. Click create. I'm going to use the space bar to drag my page into the middle of the screen. And then I'm going to click edit paste. Now our picture is way too big for the screen. I have to shrink it down. How am I going to shrink it down? I'm going to use Option scroll wheel to back away from the page. And I'll walk around and make sure everybody gets to the same place with me. And then with the black cursor, I'm going to grab an edge, the corner of the cat, and then hold the shift key down and resize it until it fits on the page perfectly.
Option scroll wheel.
Yeah, if I hold Option and then I use the scroll wheel, it zooms in and out. I did that just because the cat was too big. Then I can zoom in a little bit and do some fine adjustments to the size. All righty, that's close enough. Now we need to make our cute little text a funny expression. Okay, maybe it's not that funny, but we're going to type in, would you like guacamole? And then on another line, we're going to type with your burrito cat. So we need the text tool to do that. So I'm going to grab the text tool. It looks like I'm already in white. And by the way, do I need to walk around as everybody at this point?
Nope.
I hear some nopes. Okay, cool. Let me pause the recording. So now I've typed my text in. It's black though, so I'm going to change the color of it. White is nice and easy to read. Now that text is kind of boring. It's not shaped very well. You can always grab the corner of the text and reshape it. You can also change the font if you want. A good place to be able to change, wish that thing would go away again. The font is with the character window. How do you find the character window? It's under window. Choose window, scroll down, type character. So I have my text selected. Select my text, choose window, type, character. And then here I get to pick different fonts. Right now it's on Myriad Pro. There, that looks kind of fancy. Just pick a good one you like. Arial black is kind of nice and thick. So when people do these simple memes like this, like the lol cats and whatever, what they usually do is they put a border around the text. They put a stroke on the text. Right now, mine doesn't have a stroke, right? It's white, but there's no stroke. So with my text still selected, I need to pull down on the stroke button, not the fill button, but the stroke button, and choose black. And now it's a little bit easier to read. Why do you do that? Because what if it was on white? It'd be impossible to read. You can change the size of the stroke to make it easier to read. 2 points, 3 points. And I'm going to resize it again so that it fits on one page. Now, a true graphic designer would hate the fact that I'm resizing the font like this, but you know, I'm not going to tell them if you don't. Now, if you're making your own project, I wouldn't necessarily put a stroke on the text. It's more professional to have the text without a stroke. But if you get stuck because you're putting like white text on a white background and that's the only way to see it, then that's one way to solve the problem. What's another way? You could pick a different color. You know? But sometimes it's hard to pick a color that sits on top of a photograph and is easy to see. So that's why all those memes on Facebook are done with white text with a border around it. And the text that they specifically use is impact. So if I cared, I could go to the character menu and find the impact font, but I don't care. Well, I guess since I'm already doing it, I might as well. And that squished my text, so I'm going to pull it back out, unstretch it, or uncompress it. Okay.
How did you put the line around it?
The line comes around it every time I select the black cursor. Oh, you mean that around the text itself? Yeah, the stroke, you select the text, and then next to the white fill, there's a stroke color.
Oh.
Another thing you can do to make things easier to read is to add a drop shadow, but I'm going to ignore that for now. So I need another line of text at the bottom that says, with your burrito cat. I could just copy that text and drag it down there and change it. That'd probably be the easiest thing. You could always select something, right click and choose copy. Oh, I forgot this program doesn't let you copy that way. Anyways, you could always select something and do edit, copy, and then edit, paste. But a shorter, faster way of making a copy of something is with the magical Option key. First, select your stuff with the black cursor, and then hold Option while dragging, and it makes a copy of what you were just holding. It's a fast way of making a copy. If that didn't work for you, just select the text and do edit, copy, and edit, paste.
Copy.
Yep, select the copy and then hold the Option key down while you drag it.
That'll copy it?
Yep, yep. Real fast way of doing it.
Wait a minute.
So
when you select the copy, do you have to go back and get the arrow?
No, yeah, maybe. If you have the arrow selected, select the arrow, come grab your text, and then drag and pull.
But I have selected the copy, the text tool, right? Okay, I got it selected.
So did it work?
Well,
not yet. Alrighty.
You say command or
option? Option.
Option. No.
And then drag. I think we're in edit mode. Click on the gray background or something. Double click on the gray background to get out of that. Now just click it a single time. Okay, good. I'm not sure what's going on. Try the option.
I got it selected.
It's selected now.
Oh.
So now hold the Option and drag. And if this doesn't work for us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, nice. Okay, cool. Let's put some more text. Would you like guacamole, my bottom line of text? And if you're not doing the same, that's fine. I need to edit it, so I'm just going to double click on this so I can edit it. As soon as I double click on the text, it goes into edit mode. With your burrito cat, question mark. Then I'm going to select the black cursor again and move that text kind of down to the bottom and resize it a little bit so it fills up everything. Okay, so part of the assignment is to put a logo at the bottom, but you know what I'd rather y'all do is just to make another picture with text yourself. Go out to Google and just Google up an image, whatever image you want, and then slap some text on it, whatever text you want. So save this one. So I'm going to call this one, are we calling it E0? E1, excuse me. All righty. So E1, Burrito Cat, or whatever you want to call it. I'm going to save it as a PDF and close it. If you feel like doing that logo, that's fine, but I'd rather see y'all do something yourself. I mean, not something yourself. I'd rather you find a different picture and put your own text on it. So I always save and then close it before I upload it. That just forces everything to be saved. So there's some psychology about what fonts you choose at what time. And I'm not a master font designer, but supposedly, well, I can't even really speak to it. I guess you just look at the fonts and you pick the one you're feeling. There are the fonts without the serifs, without the little lines on them, and then there are the sans serif fonts, and they kind of inspire different feelings. And then there's a font style called grotesque. I'm not sure, recalling what a grotesque font looks like.
You can look at your styles while you scroll down through your fonts.
Yeah. If you're going to do that, let me pop open Animator again. Okay, so like these big, thick fonts without any lines, without any serifs on them, are called grotesque. It sounds bad, but they're actually very good fonts. So anyways, if we want to check to see what the font looks like as we pick, what I would do is I would choose Window, scroll all the way down to Type, and then choose Character. And that brings up a little menu for changing the fonts.
Character style or character?
Just character. I'm not even sure what character styles is. Nah, don't like it.
So now.
Then you can play with the fonts to your heart's content.
Okay. Oh, I see.
All right, now I'm not going to make a second one, but I want y'all to, and I'm going to walk around to offer help. Oh, I mentioned drop shadows. Something to play with, if you can interrupt yourself from font selection, is you can choose your text with the black cursor. Don't double click, just choose your text. And then under Effect, Stylize, Drop Shadow. You see where I am on that? You can add a drop shadow to your text. It just makes it look a little bit fancier. You can click Preview to see what your drop shadow is going to look like once you start adding it. Okay, there you see. Now I have some shadow on the wood. So I click OK. Just kind of makes it look a little bit nicer. It certainly can be overused, but it looks a little bit nicer that way.